Good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another evening chatty session with our young learners. So today we have Shruti Odeyar, who's moved from the mainstream to homeschooling, and Shruti Mehta, who is again moved from the regular traditional school to alternative, that is the Waldorf system, and I think now she's back into the mainstream. So, all the very best and have fun. We're looking forward to hearing your stories and writing down our questions so that then we can kind of ask you back. Yeah. All right. Take it over and have fun.
Okay, so first I'll introduce myself. I'm Shruti Odeyar. I'm 14 years old, and I've started homeschooling last year, and I have completed my 8th standard from NIOS. That is the OB level C, and now I'm preparing for standard 10th of NIOS. So basically, if I have to if I have to start by telling my journey, I would just say that the school system got a little chaotic for me, or maybe a little uncomfortable, to put it in a better way. Because of that, I decided to start homeschooling, and now I have found even better ways to learn. Now I have explored many other things. I have always had the interest in language. Now, apart from the regular academics, I have also started doing a lot more in Sanskrit, which I had never learned in school. I got certificate. I did certification courses, and now I'm much more happier, and I'm learning more things. And I think we are exposed to a new world now. So that's my introduction. Now I would like Shruti to, tell her the journey.
Thank you. So I'm Shruti Mehta. So I'm 13 years old and I'm in 8th grade. So for my journey, it's very different from a lot of journeys. So preschool was in a school called Garodia. And then after that we shifted. So I went to a school called Podar. So it was ICSE. And over there, I was not happy. I didn't like anything over there. But so in my parents realized that. So I was there till 4th. So from senior KG to 4th. And then when my parents realized that I didn't like that place and so they shifted me to a Waldorf school called Inudai. And they had various reasons for making me go to Inudai. And at first, I didn't want to go to Inudai, but they anyways took me out, and I was upset then. But now I'm really happy that I went to Inudai. And the two reasons that they wanted me to go there was, first, we were learning too much in Podar. So, we learned fractions and everything by the time we were in 2nd grade, and they didn't think that was necessary because they didn't learn it like that. And they wanted me to, learn more things instead of just randomly knowing stuff. So they shifted me to Anodai, and over there, so it for those of you who don't know what a Waldorf education is, so it's a very I don't have there are no particular words to describe it, but they go really slow, and just as much as they teach maths, they teach art. So if you have a notebook for maths, you have a notebook for art, and it's not like one between tens of between lot of subjects there's one small art period. There are lots and lots of different arts. There's charcoal sketching, perspective drawing. So I was in Inudai for 3 years, almost 4 years. So over there during that time I learned a lot of stuff. So they gave a lot of leeways, so I could explore more. So I learned to do centangling, and I learned sketching, and I learned perspective drawing. They allowed us to play how much ever sports we want, and I realized that I really liked sports. But then and we did a lot of creative stuff, and but then by the time I was in between seventh standard, I started thinking that what if I cannot face the real world, because we were actually very slow in Anodai. We were around 1 or 2 years behind the normal system of learning. So I started getting worried. So I thought I wanted to shift, and this time it was not my parents' decision. It was my decision. So I shifted from Inodai to Podar again, but this time it was not ICSE, it was CBSE. And I was again expecting that whole big thing of, not knowing maths and feeling scared. But actually, I just joined Podar, so it's been around 15-20 days. And I thought maybe I won't be able to manage it, and I tried studying a lot. So we had a 15-day break between during summer holidays. So I tried studying a lot, but I did how much I could. So when I joined Podar, I realized the first day was hectic because they had started and I joined late. But then I realized that by now I've realized that I just gave exams and that I could manage it. It was not much. Yeah, they were ahead, but it was not like it was out of the blue, some random Japanese they were speaking. I knew what they were saying, and I had to do a bit of catching up, which was not very dramatic. It was nice. It was good. I actually started learning more, and so I learned a lot, quite a bit during in this school also. So, and they're not like the ICSE. They are a bit more nice. They're like different. So I didn't expect them to be like that. So they said that they gave us assignments, and I thought everything has to be submitted on time, or else you don't get the marks. But during a meeting, our principal told us that it's okay. You can take a one week to complete it, because sometimes you feel that no, today I don't want to do my homework. So they gave us time in Podar also, and that actually they were a bit strict to submitting things on time. So it's been very different from going to extremely strict to very free, then in the middle somewhere. So it's been very different. So yeah, that's a short way of my journey.
Yeah. So first thing I would like to ask you, now that once it's coming in my mind, that what do you think is the biggest advantage that you have had after shifting from the conventional schooling back to the mainstream? What do you think has been the biggest advantage?
As in from Podar back to Podar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So um, I don't see any advantage there. I mean, the advantage was there, because it gave me time to explore myself. So I could learn a lot, but I wouldn't say that ICSE Podar was bad. I didn't like it, but it was not bad, because I learned maths and science over there, which I remember. And you must be thinking that maths everybody remembers, but there were people in sixth till then they didn't know subtraction, and it's not a bad thing. People learn differently, but I think I liked the fact that I knew what I was doing, and I knew that I liked it that I know stuff, and then I have a little free space to myself, and then now I'm back to somewhere in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, and you so I had when you were speaking, you said that you have given various you've taken them various exams, and you're preparing for some of them, right?
Yeah.
So which exams do you plan to give?
Initially we had the plan of completing the 8th exam only, but since the portion was a little shorter, like as in I won't say that because in NIOS I realized that they don't they won't give a lot of examples and elaborate too much. They just give point to point and you study by the notes, and that's enough. In fact, going from the mainstream, because there the pace is quite faster, and you have to keep up with the pace of the school. So I was used to studying a lot, so this was getting it point to point was in fact quite easier to learn and to give the exams. So to complete the portion was not very difficult. So again, now that I had more time, I decided to do some courses, and we found about this course from Sanskrit Bharati. uh, uh, they collaborated with Sanskrit Club of IIT Roorkee, and they had done this free workshop, which it was like a certified course, but it was so wonderful that it was free, and we went, and I really enjoyed myself, and it was good content, really good content. I was actually rather shocked that they didn't charge any money for it, because it was really, really informative. You all can even check it out on IIT Roorkee's Sanskrit Club website. It has all the study material, and I think it's wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. So yeah, I did that course. I did those courses. Yeah.
And like during the homeschooling, when you started homeschooling, did you learn something about yourself which you didn't know earlier?
Actually, quite frankly, I have always said this, that after doing homeschooling, I have been able to perfectly in school. Many subjects were such that I didn't like, but because of the teacher making it so interesting, I liked it very much, and I used to do it for a long time. Like science is, I don't think I can pursue something in science. I don't really think that. But because of the teacher, I liked it so much. And even like subjects like English and Hindi, the languages basically. I love languages. I love it. But there are some teachers who really disappointed me with it. So whenever I used to sit at home, I couldn't read it because I was just so sick of it. So um, after doing homeschooling, because it was now self-study, so I enjoyed doing everything. I started understanding what I like and I don't like. So yeah, that was my biggest realization after homeschooling. Uh, so uh, I want to ask you that, um, what has been the why did you think that after, when you were doing conventional schooling uh, in Waldorf and everything, why did you think that you need to, I mean, what was the main instinct that you thought that you should go back to the mainstream? Didn't you, because you said you liked it, so why didn't you think that you could continue with it?
Uh, yeah, I really liked it, but somewhere I felt that I was missing out on things, and they were teaching quite a lot of things that I already knew, like based on science and math, not art. So, and then I wanted to check if, because Inola was not like the other schools, so it's not really how it's going to work in the world outside. So I just wanted to check if I can, if I can go back to the mainstream and I'm perfectly fine, then that means there's no problem with another. I can be there and continue studying and do whatever I want, and I can survive in the world. I do not need to go to some particular very conventional school. I can stay at Inoda and do it because I know I can catch up. But at that point, when I was in Inoda, I wasn't sure. Then I just gave my exams and did everything, and I I understood that I can do it. It's not a very hard thing to do catch up, and in fact, I am actually enjoying it here also, because I'm a person who doesn't like to waste time. I like to do things on time, finish off my work, and then only relax. And I hate wasting time. So I that works in developing me, but in over here I'm doing things one after another, and I like to be busy. But so I enjoy this place, and but sometimes there are people like my brother who cannot deal with schools like this. They don't like to be busy. They like to be free. But this at the same time they get quite a little irritated with that also, because fairies and poems all the time, no, that's not fun. I want more, want science and all. But again, if they go to conventional, they cannot, it's too much of just mugging up and doing it. So they're different people, they learn differently.
Right, right. Yeah.
So
Huh.
so so are you planning to go to college, or are you planning to give the exams? I mean, what are you planning ahead?
Mostly it is, the plan is that I'll give the 10th exam, and then probably I'm going to go to college. That's what the plan is. So I mean, there are exams 2 times in a year, which is one in the March month, and one is probably somewhere in October. So what I have thought of is that now I have started preparing for 10th. So the next year, October, I'll be giving my exams for 10th. Then that and then I'll have time till March. So in that time, probably I can still see more courses, or probably get some more certificates for portfolio and everything, uh, to get into college. But I think the plan is that I want to get it completed with my batchmates. I mean, that's when probably everyone of my batch will be completing their 10th. That's the plan. I don't want to rush it out, just like not give all the exams in March, because I recently saw on a website that there is an option that you can give 3 subjects in March, and then the other 3 subjects in the next exam in October or something, uh, or vice versa. You can even do the other way. But the thing is that if you do it in one seating, then all the subjects in one seating, then only you get college admission. So that's what we recently found out. So that's why we decided to do the whole thing in October. Otherwise, we had to plan it to break it up. So yeah, that's the plan. That's what we are planning to do. So yeah.
Okay.
Um, okay. Yeah. So now one thing that was really going on in my mind. So now that you have joined CBSE again, like the mainstream schooling, uh, again, school takes a lot of time. It's not like a 1 hour or 2 hour thing. It takes time. It consumes a lot of your day. So other than the academics, don't you think that you would like to do something else other than the academics? Just explore more things, because other homeschooling or unschooling has the a lot of exposure to that, in that factor. So if you like, uh, do you want to do something else along with this?
Yeah, so it's not like my whole day is occupied with studies and all of that. I like I said, I like to be busy. So as much as time available, I keep finishing off everything I have, and it's not like I'm randomly doing. I do it and I enjoy it, and somehow I realized I get enough time to do what I want. Also, like I really like doing Zentangling, and so I have done, even during the time I've joined the school, I've done a lot of Zentangling. And I have, I've not missed out on anything. It's not like I've only been studying or anything. And like I keep finding ways to, not waste. I would not say waste. I just don't like giving my time away for some reason. I feel like I want to keep doing something. So sometimes when there's a boring lecture going on in the class, and I know what they have taught, or maybe I finished all the math problems when I had my time, I start drawing because I have nothing else to do and I don't feel like studying. So I draw, and then that way, so I have not stopped doing anything. I still draw, I still dance, I still sing, I do everything. I still watch TV, so nothing has changed other than I'm learning new things.
Yeah. So one more thing, side by side, that I also want to ask is that now that I want to know, what are your school hours? Like, how do you manage all of that? What is the time of your school hours and everything?
So my school starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I get up at 7:30 and do everything. It doesn't take too long to change and take a bath and all of that. And then and I don't eat breakfast so early. So I just have a glass of milk and then I start school. And then there's one disadvantage of online classes that that when we were in online classes, we used to get a good 1 hour break, adding up all the breaks. So there were 10-minute breaks between each class and then one big half an hour break. So that'd be around 1 hour of break. But here we have classes till 10 and we have a 20-minute break till 10:20 for our breakfast. And then again classes till 12:30. So we get a very short break, but it's not, I don't mind that because it's okay for me. So classes are there till 12:30, and then after that I don't pay any more attention to my schoolwork. I just go out and relax for some time, read a book, maybe build some dominoes, and do Zentangling or something. And then after that I have my lunch, and sometimes, and I don't watch TV on the weekdays normally. I only watch on the weekends. So by 2 o'clock or maximum 3 o'clock, I'm done with lunch. Depends on what time I've started. And then I have time till 6 o'clock. I have time because I need only 2 hours to finish my work. I'll finish everything and then I'll go down and play. If I don't feel like going down, I'll do what I want. And then and sometimes and then we have dinner at 7 and we're done by 8, and sometimes it gets delayed so we're done by 9, and when it's not delayed we play a game of carom, a whole family or something, and then we sleep by 10:30. So
Alright.
so it's like a everyday thing that is happened
Yeah.
during the lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when you left, why did you leave your school?
Okay. So that was something actually, when I left my school after I completed my seventh. I this actually we got to know about homeschooling when I mean we started the discussion of doing homeschooling when I was in seventh, and we were discussing that all over the year. And and we were like trying to find which one's better because we liked both the things. It was not that we didn't like uh, more. It was about which one's better. It was not that where is it going wrong. So when I was in school, the main problem that happened to me when I came into my secondary section, it was that the I I realized that when I was in seventh, because the portion was much more, and the study material, like we had to study a lot. So when um, we had to we had a lots of notes to do and everything. So when the teacher used to explain us, they used to most of the times the teacher would show us some video clip, and like the explanation video, and we used to learn from that. And if we had some doubts, some children would ask, some wouldn't. And then after that, teacher would just mark the notes, and that's done, the period's done. So that's how it used to happen. And the thing was that no matter how well the teacher explains, or whatever happens in the class, when till the time that I didn't come home and read the whole chapter all over again and read it myself, I wouldn't get satisfaction. I wouldn't feel that, I've understood this. I still I mean, I somewhere in my brain I used to not understand what's going on. So I always needed to study by myself. So I thought that now that I'm doing self study, so it's better that in homeschooling, that's the only thing I'm doing. Because in school, again, we go to the school and they're like 5.5 hours is complete there. And uh, then after coming back home, even we used to get a lot of homework, because in the school, teacher used to just mark the question answers and we were not writing a lot in school. Again, the whole thing was coming back home and write and complete the notes. So it used to take a lot of time and I was not able to do anything else. Like I told that I did Sanskrit thing. I don't think I would have ever been able to do that uh, if I was in school. It would have been impossible for me to do that side by side. So uh, now that after I did homeschooling, it has become very easy for me to do a lot of other things. It has become, rather, I would say, it has become, I feel much more, knowledgeable now. I feel that now I've started to learn many more things which are not just in books. So yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so I would like to ask you one last thing, that you know what what are your likes, what is your major liking, and what do you think that you would like to do as a career, or just what you want to do ahead, like that.
Uh, so there've been, I keep thinking about that, and there've been a lot of different things keep coming. At once, I wanted to be an artist, then I wanted to be a singer, then I wanted to be a dancer. So I'm still not sure, but one thing that fascinates me is a detective. So I wanted to be a detective for some reason. I like Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie, and I will do anything to get my hands on their books. So I don't know if I'll become a detective, but I definitely was wanting to be one. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. I love that. Good to know that you love books, because even I love reading books.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, do you have any question, or can we open it for the audience to ask?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you one last thing. So you said that you left from your school because of various reasons, because you were not, it was not really education, and you were learning it on your own from a school instead of a school. So were your friends also having the same problem, or were they like fine with it, or I don't.
Um, I still don't know what they feel exactly, because I never asked them this question, that do they feel the same thing. But um, I'm still in connect with most of them, and they have liked the idea. They love the homeschooling idea. I don't know if they want to do it, but they have told that it's a brilliant thing to do. And I'm sure that they are even they would like to do if they are offered to by their parents and everything, of course. But they did like, when in fact that was quite a surprise, because again I was scared what the people are going to think. But and of course, the our peer group, what are they, how would they react, and you become like a left out person. I had that fear, but surprisingly, everyone turned out to it very positively. It was a wonderful thing to hear from everyone, that it's really nice. So I don't know if that problem, but I also think that people should take this. If people are wanting to do homeschooling, then I think they should still think about it wisely, because some children, it's not that everyone is good at homeschooling. I think some people also need the school discipline and everything. I don't know if I'm completely right with this, but I also think that some children are really good for schools and everything.
Yeah. So that happens with me also. I need a proper schedule, otherwise I cannot operate well. So
Yeah,
okay.
scheduling is a task that everyone can't do, but yeah, it depends person to person.
Yeah, depends on the person. So should we start taking the questions?
Yeah, now it's open to the audience, whatever they want to
Yeah.
ask.
So there's a question from Vedika saying that okay, so I'm in 8th grade, and right now I'm in RN Podar, CBSE, and online experience with Waldorf. So it has been hard because Waldorf's principles were a big challenge, because Waldorf is more about the teacher, with the child, explaining it to them, with them, and it's more about the connect. But then all of that stopped. But so it has been hard, but we learned a lot through online also. It's not like our learning stopped. We learned about physiology, history, Roman era, everything. And one good part was that we had an astronomy block, and that block, so we were learning about astronomy. And so we have blocks, we didn't have subjects. So block is like 1 or 2 or maximum 3 weeks, there'll be one subject taught. So we had our astronomy block, and coincidentally, the cases had reduced quite a bit during that time. So we managed to go and we managed to actually have a field trip. So all of us, there are 16 of us in our class, so all of us met and we were staying at a place for 2 days. And we all met and we slept under the stars, and our sir taught us everything. So it was brilliant. It was this year only. So we met and we had the Waldorf Connect after like almost a year. Okay, there's another
Yeah,
question. Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, okay. So so we came to know about that from one of my father's friends. So my father does science classes, and he taught one of his students used to go to Tridha, and from them we came to know about Inodai. So Inodai, the people from Tridha went and made a new school called Inodai, and we realized that that's what my father told me, that Tridha was becoming again like the conventional school. So they also had started turning into that direction. And also, we had tried for Tridha first, but it was always full. We actually never got the admission because there were lots and lots and lots of people wanting to go to Tridha. And then coincidentally, we found about Inoda and we realized that it was the same concept. So we joined over there.
Yeah. Okay. So if somebody has any question.
Yeah, okay. Till a question comes, I think so I wanted to ask, okay, there's a question. Please suggest.
Suggest good books and courses for 11-year plus homeschooling kids. Found very helpful in life. There's some good books. I personally love Amish Tripaঠি's books, any of the books. You can go for Ruskin Bond books. It's wonderful. Ruskin Bond books are amazing.
I'm not sure if the books are like textbooks or reading books.
No, I think it's reading books. That's what she means. Courses, I don't know. I mean, it depends on whatever your child would like to do, whatever he or she wants or likes. I mean, you can always search on apps like Udemy or any other apps. I think Udemy is the best, but uh, I had personally for English I had done a course, fiction course, um and that was nice. That was very nice. Um and I think courses, as I said, Sanskrit course was really nice for me. You can go to the Sanskrit Bharati website. If you just type it on Google, and you can find the website, and you can just go through it. It is amazing that you will get to know a lot more. One more thing, Divya has asked how to appear for boards without school association. Can a person appear for boards without school association? Um, I actually NIS 10th exams. I'm not very sure about it, but I think NIS exams, once they are done, I think you can directly go to the college. You can directly go for the college admission. Um, yeah, sorry. So I don't have a lot of information about that. I'm really sorry, but um, I I mostly we asked in a couple of schools, and they do allow NIS registration. So it is. I don't know much about the board thing. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Shruti, you have a lot.
Yeah, so Meena has asked that why did I join convention again after Waldorf? So I was mostly, since the lockdown and everything, I had more time to think, because earlier I was in, the school takes up most of the time of your day. So you didn't really think much about future or anything like that. But then since lockdown happened, I've had more time to myself. So I was thinking that what if, I cannot do I'm not able to go to college, or I can't do the boards, or I'm not qualified enough. So I felt scared. So, and I thought that, what if I can't face the real world? This was mainly my thing. So I told my parents, and they said you can join if you wish to. And my father actually wanted me to go there, not because he doesn't like Waldorf. He was the one who first put me there, but he said he wanted me to know that I can do it. And now I've realized that I can do it. It's not a big thing to that. So yeah, mostly I was afraid, and I was thinking that maybe I'm not learning enough. What is astronomy, physiology? But then yeah, I realized it was very good, all of it. Okay. Vedika has asked, so she I don't have any advice for her, but I would say that every subject that the teachers in Waldorf are very, very nice. So they answer all your questions, and everything is from my experience. So it may sound a bit odd, or but I used to take advantage of it. So I really had this thing with questions. So anytime I don't understand something, or anytime I feel that this is wrong, or I want to know more, I just keep asking questions to my teacher. So my teacher obviously got a bit irritated, but they loved my questions and they loved answering them. So, if you are going to a Waldorf and you have the advantage of such nice teachers, I'm not saying the other teachers are bad. No, they're not bad. Just that there's the class strength goes to 47 and all of that. So it's very hard to, to ask teacher a question every 5 minutes. So you can, ask your teacher anything you want. So don't feel afraid to that.
Yeah, how long did you do?
Yeah.
Were you involved? Okay.
So I started in fourth, and I left around the seventh, I finished seventh, but I didn't completely finish, so around 3.5 years. Okay. Yeah. What is the class tenth? Okay, so since Inoda is a pretty new school compared to others, it's only been 8 years for Inoda. So in our class, when I started out in fourth, I had 27 people in my class and more wanted to join. But our sir didn't want that. The principal, he wanted the class to be less because that way you can pay attention to each and every child and help each one of
Right.
them. But so we had 27. Then now when I left around a few days, I just left in April. So we had come down to 16 people in our class. So, and then so I also left. So as the grades keep going higher, people, keep leaving the school. So right now there is 10th in Anodai. There's only one 10th grade, one 9th grade. So in 10th grade, there are presently only 2 or 3 people. So yeah, and there are only one division or maximum 2 divisions for each class. So does Waldorf has same thing? No, not even close. So Waldorf has lots and lots of subjects, like I told you, astronomy, physiology, then geography, learning about Romans, learning about Greeks, learning about Egyptians, perspective drawing, charcoal sketching, all of that is there. So no, it's not even close to conventional curriculum, because right now in 7th grade, right now in our school, I'm not there, but from my classmates, I've learned to do physics. So they're doing experiments online, and the physics blocks is going on. And right now in our school, we are learning some about the British coming in India, and maths, we're learning inverse and direct proportions. So it's very different, very, very different.
Why do
It's
kids
reduce.
yeah,
So
higher grades?
I cannot really give an exact answer to that, but from what I've heard from my sir and parents, people also like me. People also keep worrying about their future, so they also leave. And in fact, the principal of the school, her name is Bindu ma'am. So she said that after 8th or 9th, if they leave also, it's okay, because they have nurtured us in a way to make us good human beings. So their point is to make us learn what we like and explore, and also to make us good human beings and not hurry up everything. So they also suggest that after 8th or 9th, if you leave, it's okay, because then you have to prepare ahead. But mostly the reason is that people keep getting worried about the future, like me. So yeah, okay.
Shruti, can you just read the question aloud, please, so that we know?
Yeah, sure. Maybe it will be difficult for you to answer this, but any idea of what your friends are thinking post their 10th grade on their future? Okay, so they're not like the general conventional people who think lawyers, engineers, or doctors. I have a friend who wants to become an actress. I have a friend who wants some of them also want to become engineers because they really love cars. I have a friend, he completely loves cars and everything, so he wants to become an engineer. Then some of them want to become mathematicians. So it's a broad they have broad career choices, because we have learned so much over the years that we have so many different options, is what we've realized. Okay. So are the kids after 8th grade able to cope when they go back? Yeah, not even 8th. I left in the middle of 7th and I've joined CBSE, and I would say I'm coping up pretty well because I just gave my first term exams and I think it went pretty well. See, the thing is that there's a class of 47 okay, I have a class of 47 and that's how most of the classes are. So out of the 47, 20 people don't care what's happening in the class. Then after that, there are another 10 people who really, they're listening, sometimes not listening. Then there are only 17 left. And from that, 10 again are videos on and there, but they don't speak at all. They're listening, but they don't speak at all. So there are about only 7-8 people who are actually listening, speaking, videos on, everything. So and so it's not really competition or anything that worries you, and people are able to cope up. At least I was able to cope really well. So if I could say that maybe the exam results come, I'll be at least in the top 10 of my class because it was not hard somehow for me. I thought it would be hard. I studied day in and day out for 15 days and I realized it was not so hard. Okay. Shruti, how was your transition from Waldorf to conventional? Did you think you missed out on more to syllabus for appearing in competitive? I didn't think I missed out on a lot of syllabus, but yeah, not anything, everything we are being taught in right now in Podar. None of it was taught to us in, that. So so I didn't even know that, to be very honest, I didn't even know that Britishers didn't want to rule India, that they didn't come because of that reason. They just wanted to trade. I didn't even know that. So, no, the syllabus varied a lot. They were doing astronomy, we are doing something else. But the syllabus is structured in a way that you can easily learn it. So you know everything that's going on. You don't need to struggle. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you miss Waldorf? Yes, I miss Waldorf. And because in Waldorf, uh, we used to we used to have a morning verse, ending verse. So basically, teacher and a circle time. So they light a candle and we sing the song, and teacher asks us to sing every day, and we say different things, and the method was different. We go to field trips and all of that. So yeah, I do miss Waldorf, but it's how it is. I enjoy Podar also as much. Okay. Once you go back to the school post-COVID, will it be okay for you to manage with so many students? If at all, I think it'll be easier because what happens during online is there are 47 of us, and the teacher cannot pay attention to each one of them, because what happens is when you're online, you want to say everything clashes. Whoever wants to speak, you cannot hear the other person. So only one person you can hear. So it's very hard. So, so if I go actually into the classroom, it'll be easier, because if I go there and actually go and ask the teacher, it'll be easier. So also, so many of them I'm not saying will be, maybe cheating, could be, taking the easy, not cheating, taking the easier way out, copy pasting and all of that in our class. Yeah. So, and if they go to school, it'll be hard from them, but I can say that I haven't been doing all of that. So I don't think it'll be hard for me. I've been enjoying what I'm doing. So yeah. Yeah, Shruti, you have a question for you.
Yeah. Are you following a particular board? What all online sites do you refer to? NIS is a board, the National Institute of Open Schooling. They have their own study material, and everything is available on NIS website. all the study material that they gave, they also have like a small explanation video, at least for the 10th I'm saying. The level C, for 8th standard, everyone who would like to give, that is OBE, that is Open Basic Education. In that also there are 3 levels. I gave the level C1, so we didn't have video clips for that, but on the NRS website, if you go in the students corner, there's a study material, and then there in the secondary courses you get all the 10th standard material. With that, you have video clips which have like a short explanation of what the chapter is about. And online, actually, I personally require help for maths and science. That's all what I think. I mean, other subjects, I don't require a lot of like tuitions or anything. But for that, for maths and science, I use Khan Academy. Khan Academy, there's a website, you can check it out on Google. It's an amazing website. You have to just log in, select the courses that you need according to whichever standard you are in. It follows the CBSE syllabus. So you have to select according to that, whichever standard you are in. You just see the portion and then you can go through. So I have started doing that, and they have everything, all the exercises, practice, and everything. Yes. It's wonderful. You can all check it out if you need it. How long have you been doing homeschooling? Homeschooling, I have started, as I said, I started the last year. I did 1 month of online schooling, but then I just left it. I was not able, I was enjoying homeschooling more. Because of lockdown, I had like a better idea. I got a better idea of how I can spend my time. So yeah, it was amazing. What are your future aspirations as on today? Future aspirations. The thing is that I have spent till now I have spent a lot of time um, on languages and developing my languages and writing and all of that. I have been interested in writing for quite a while. Now I have more thoughts on into. I've actually also been doing Trinity, so that's spoken English classes. I do that also. Now my more now I've gone back to art also. I've started developing interest in other things, even interior interior decorating. I love that zone also, though I don't know much about it, but I really find it very, very interesting. So if I have a chance, I will definitely do something there. um um how do you think homeschooling would empower you to get into conventional competitive courses, colleges, if you need to opt for? Um, Homeschooling is, I think, it gives you a lot of time for yourself. First is that, and you can go by your own pace, which has been my biggest advantage since I've done. I've been in both the parts. I've seen that after doing homeschooling, I've got so much time. Suddenly, after I left school, I realized that the day is so long. I can do so many things. I felt the time was even more, and I started doing too many things. And homeschooling does not keep you bound in, does not bound you in just the academics. You can do a lot of more things because you have a lot of time. You can go with your own pace. Even 1 hour a day, you can complete a lot of things. Even I, frankly, I don't study for 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. I just study for 1 hour or maximum 2 hours. That's all. And I have been able to do everything, I think. And then side by side, I've been able to do so many other things. So after that, you will have a lot of time to do other things as well. And then after you complete, because NRS does not take a lot of time in explaining stuff, or getting the things very complicated in your head, because it is uh, given to you in a very simpler and easier way for you to understand. You can do other things also very easily. After that, if you want to go to college, it is going to be like any other student from any other school. I would say it would be way better than that, according to me. um, for maths and science, are you taking external tutor help? I don't i don't have any teachers or anything, quite frankly. As I told you, I just go for Khan Academy. They have like proper explanation videos, and there it is explained very well. If anybody just watches that video, you can very easily understand. And yeah, it is amazing. I mean, after that you have practice tests also. Then for every particular topic, I'm saying, like, even the chapter has many parts. So every topic, it is explained very nicely. Then you have a small test. You can go through all the tests, and then after the chapter is completed, the whole chapter test is also there. So it's like, you are used to doing it many times. So because the school tests happen after like 2 3 chapters are completed, then only you sort of get to know how much you have learned and how much you understand. Here, after every topic, you understand how much you've accumulated in yourself and how much you know. So that's a very good thing. Yeah, so I think, how do you create discipline to self study and motivate to do other things? Uh, Scheduling is, again, it depends on person to person, child to child. Because I personally, I ask my mother to do it, because I'm not very good to organize it, with you know deciding everything on what day what I have to do. My mother makes it for me. And that is, again, as I said, I don't study for really long. I just study for uh, 2 hours a day. 1 hour I complete, like, I just keep like a time limit. In that time limit, how much ever I can do, I do it. Sometimes it's that I complete 3 chapters in 1 hour. Sometimes it is 2 chapters. Sometimes it's just one. So I think, but the thing is that the regular study is, again, very important. So I do that every day. But again, it and to motivate to do other things, I think that is there. You can't sit idle for a long time, so you need something. But after, like, the school engages you in many other things, the mainstream school, it that is one thing that the school does, that is very nice. You not only they give many other co-curricular activities are going on side by side. But now that you have stopped, when once you leave the school, you have to create things for yourself. So yeah, you have to do that.
Do you think Waldorf principles helped you develop skills like independence? And what other skills have you developed being there? Um, so, Waldorf has definitely helped me a lot. So, like earlier when I was in ICSE, uh, in first grade was really upsetting for me because I used to have a math teacher who used to tell me I was very bad at math. I used to have a class teacher who kept telling me I was very bad at math, and at that time I was better than all the students, but she just didn't seem to like me. So I stopped liking maths. I completely shut down, and I didn't want to do it ever. Then when I joined, I suddenly was at the top of the class because they were slower, so I suddenly knew more than them. So I developed confidence during that time, even though I knew that this was not where I was supposed to, check my knowledge. But I developed confidence, and I have learned skills like many, like I know there's an instrument called recorder, so it's like a flute. I learned how to play that, and so it has taught me that there's no limitation to learning. Because over there when I went, I realized there was so much stuff that I didn't know. I didn't know about astronomy, physiology, nothing. When I went there, I suddenly, there was so much I realized that I could learn, and I knew what I knew was like a fraction of what there is. So that somehow that helped me realize that the more I keep learning, the more it keeps helping me. So they taught me that I should be, I should always be open to learning, and I should always ask questions. So yeah, there have been a lot of learnings from there.
Okay, so I think we are done. Okay, how did your extended family and friends respond to your decisions to homeschool? Did you face any hiccups in doing so? No, as I said, it was very surprising that everyone turned out to be so positive about it. In fact, because that I had this fear that what people would react. That's why I had already planned a lot of things to do. So not only NIS, but we also have a group called Pitara, and you can check that website to Pitara Unleashed. That you can search it on Google, and they have, and we are like a group. This is like a place where you can learn together. We have just created like uh, the person who has created it, it's just like a place where everyone can learn. It's like a self-designed learning association, something like that. So here we there are courses that they offer. I not very regularly, but yeah, they do, and it is very amazing. So I have been a part of that group. And yeah, because of that, whenever I used to tell that to any of my relatives or my friends, everybody knew that I was doing something. I was not sitting idle. Even after leaving school, I was a part of many things. So it was never like uh, that they used to feel that there's something wrong. Nothing, never like that. Yeah. Most parents are worried about the social development when you homeschool. What is your take on that, both of you? Yes, that's true. As I said, the group Pitara thing that has helped me. I have got many new friends through that because of when we used to do the courses and everything. We got to know many other people from many other states, not only I live in Thane, so not only this city, I got to know people from Rajasthan, from out of India also. Many people. I had a lot of exposure to that, and I think you can always, the best thing is to keep connect with your school friends also. It is very important that for that, and otherwise also keeping connect with school friends. And yes, that's what you can do. I think that has helped me a lot. Pitara helped me with that. Yeah, Shruti, your turn.
Yeah. So in while I was in Podar earlier, the classes kept changing. So every year you'd have a new bunch of students you don't know. So I couldn't really make any friends there, though I had a few friends. Um, but classes kept changing, so we couldn't really stay in touch. But in there, the class was same every, like as you went through the years. So we built that kind of connection. So even even when I was planning to leave my school, I spoke it spoke about it to one of my friends, and she completely supported it. And so I am still in touch with all of my friends from Minoda, and we speak, and we have a group where we keep chatting. So yeah, so, and in the new school, I've already started making friends because there are projects. So, friends, I don't think it's hard because you will keep making friends. It's always advantage of schools because there's so many people you can be friends with. So,
Yeah. True, true. Yeah. Do you miss friends and how do you cope up with that? I I don't miss my friends. I have the friends who were really close to me. I'm still in connect with them. So I do talk to them. And now that everything is online, anyway, no one meets each other. So I'm talking with everyone online. So I have the I talk to them very often. No, not that I'm missing them or anything. Yeah. So I think that's all. Is there anything else?
So what I understand is that the pandemic has helped you in many ways, and develop the basics to take that step into homeschooling. So as it seems a dreadful thing, pandemic, I think it's doing its good bit also to many of us sitting at home,
Yes.
making our decisions. And yes, it's been absolutely a delight to hear both of you and your journeys, and a coincidence that we have Shruti from both the Shrutis from different field background.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely lovely, and thank you so much for sharing your journeys with us. And
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you.
pleasure.
thank you for inviting
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Thank you, people. And yes, we will share the recording on our channel. You can hear it there also, the tribe. Yeah. All right. Great.